Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday, North Forkers. I'm just waiting for Tracy and Lauren to join us. We're so excited to be doing these. Hi, Rachel. We're so excited every Friday to be doing this. Let me see how I can figure out. Hi, Lauren. How are you? Happy Friday. See? Okay, I need a better plan to figure out. Okay, is everybody on now?
Hi!
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday!
I thought I hit live for, oh, there we go. Hi, Rachel. Hi,
Hi!
Lauren. Yay.
We did it!
We did it. I need one button to get everybody live. It takes like one at a
No,
time.
you did that very quickly, I feel like. Very quickly.
Next week, it's going to be big, big, big.
Very, very well done. Well done.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
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 Good, good. Hi, Rachel. Welcome to our live square. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you guys?
I don't see any babies running around.
One of them is napping, and I dropped the other one off at my girlfriend's house, so it's nice and quiet.
Well planned.
I've got my little fur baby running around, so I'm sure
I've got my fur baby on my lap.
There you go. Where's
mine is staring at me, looking at me like, who are you talking to right now?
Well, what a beautiful Friday. I'm so glad it's a long weekend. Anybody excited, feeling like a holiday weekend?
Yes, so excited.
I'm feeling, but with the rain coming and stuff going on, I'm not sure. Does it feel like fun? Does it feel like rain? I don't know. What is the weather like?
It's beautiful here now, but it's supposed to rain this afternoon. I'm gonna try to fit in a nice beach walk at around 3 before it starts, and then I'm actually kind of okay that it's gonna rain personally because I'm thinking, oh, I'll actually get things done. So I'm looking forward to it personally.
That's how I feel too.
Your project in the back.
Yes, I will. The house, you might hear the roofers. I'm just gonna tell you, like, there's a saw going on and hammering going on and all that stuff. So it's happening. It's happening.
You must be so
now.
excited.
So excited. I actually am thinking, I can't even imagine I'm going to not be in this space. Like, I've been in this space for so long. I'm going to leave my house and walk this far down the driveway. Go somewhere.
Is that going to be your new office space?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm
So
very excited.
Whole shelf of yours is going to move there?
I think so. I don't know, because my vision for that space is all white, beach barn, like surfboard. So I'm not sure this furniture matches there, but we might have to figure something out because we're not buying any more new furniture. So we'll figure it out.
That's why you should go yard sailing. That's what I went. That's what I did this
know.
morning.
100%.
So many good pieces.
Actually, I don't
have
know.
to stop.
Well, Christina just joined, and I have her old china cabinet. And I've already got it figured out. I'm actually separating the two pieces. On the bottom, I'm going to put a nice wood top on and paint it black. And it's going to be amazing credenza right under the TV. So
Ooh, love it.
right. Yeah.
Well, hello, Patrice. I just see Patrice joined. Hi.
Yeah, we've got quite a few people here.
Exactly.
She was my yard sale buddy this morning.
Did you already go yard sailing? You guys are on it.
We started at 8 a.m. I'm surprised I didn't see your little one this morning, Rachel.
I know. She's actually been begging me the last couple of days. She's like, are we going yard selling this weekend? And I was like, might rain. We'll see.
V asked to go yard sailing?
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
She actually met Lauren at a yard sale the week I had the baby.
Yeah.
My husband was like, I got to get her out of the house because she was just like too much love on the baby.
Bouncing off the wall.
And so he took her and he goes, someone was like, are you that cultivated life to her? And she was like, what? And then she came back and was like, Mom, we met a lady. And she was all about it. And we actually saw Lauren the other day and she like gave her a big hug and like,
oh yeah, we're like best friends.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So she's Instagram famous then.
Apparently.
It's funny. Her husband was like, wait, you recognize my daughter, but you don't recognize me. I was like, pretty much.
Yeah, he's made an appearance on there like one time.
Okay, about being Instagram famous, just want to go around the room and introduce everybody. I'm Sunita. Hi, I run No Full Style, which started as a blog just for me to capture my own sunsets and everything that I love about the North Fork. And it's become this incredible platform where I meet so many people. And I know, Tracy, you and I can share the story where we were sitting at a beach chatting and somebody walked up and going, I
Yes.
you. And I was like, you do? She's like, from Instagram. And she happens to be my neighbor. So it was hysterical that, you're listening to your story, Rachel. It's so common now that we all know each other from Instagram and feels like real life friends,
And she
So,
knew me too. She did.
yes. She knew me first. Actually, I must say she recognized Tracy because Tracy puts her face on camera more. And then she looked at me and she was like, wait, I know you too. So anyway, so Tracy, go ahead. Introduce yourself and talk about why we're doing this.
Hi, I'm Tracy. I am Ms. Tracy Kessler, but I'm also a North Fork affair. And I have used a North Fork affair to curate events and kind of build my own personal community, but then also utilize the traction that I've gained to help other businesses, other bloggers, other people build their community, because I get so much back from watching, lifting others up and creating that community feel, which is so natural here on the North Fork, but I love using the talents that I have to create a place and a space for people to do that. So this whole Instagram Live is sort of an extension of that. It was Sunita's idea, but it was a perfect opportunity for me to continue doing the mission of a North Fork affair right here on Instagram. So I'm super psyched to be a part of it. Lauren, I'll pass it to you.
Awesome. Well, I'm Lauren Conklin, also known as LJC NoFo. I'm a new local out here on the North Fork, and I also run Story Petals, making vintage, making flowers out of vintage book pages. I'm actually testing out my new rose template, which I'm super excited about.
That's great.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Did you say rose? Is that what that is? Because I know
Yeah,
you
it's a new rose template. Yeah, I'm trying out new flowers. So a lot of new stuff coming out soon, which I'm really excited about. I'm a full-time mom, so I have a lot of hats that I wear out here, and just excited to be here.
Yay. Well, I'm going to introduce Rachel. Rachel and I met last September. As a North Fork affair, I hosted, ironically, a social media workshop, and Rachel attended, and this is exactly why I create these events. Yes, people got social media information from coming to the event, but people connected. And actually, Lauren was there too, and Sunita was there, so we were all there. And that's actually how Lauren and I connected too. But Rachel and I really connected on a personal level as well. So much of what Rachel writes and blogs about, she is a Krupski. So she is part of the North Fork for generations. We're married into the generations. I'll let you talk about that. And you can see her all fall at the Krupski farm. But I know her as a mom blogger, and her posts on Instagram and her blog is just so raw and real, and talks about, the realities of raising children and life here on the North Fork. And every time I see one of her posts come out, I immediately go to it and I read every single word of the caption, and I get so much from it. So I'm so happy to introduce Rachel Krupski, and I'll just let you kind of go into a little bit about yourself, Rach.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been blogging for probably a couple years, probably 5 years now, but it started as like a food blog. I was Farm Fields Fresh Meals, and I was trying to make recipes for the farm stand using the produce when it was in season. But that was very limited because we're only in season for a couple months and then we're out. And then when I had V, all of a sudden I was like, I couldn't blog about food. I didn't have time to cook. And I was like thrown into this new reality, and I had postpartum anxiety really bad within like 2 weeks of having her. And that was like the first blog I wrote that wasn't about food. So I wrote that, and I started a new blog for that and made it That Cultivated Life, thinking I could create recipes too, and it would be like cultivating from the farm and stuff. But it ended up being all mom stuff, and that's just kind of where my heart went. And I started continuing to share, and I realized from that there were other moms who were dealing with the same stuff I was, but no one was talking about it, where I was looking anyway. Because I had never heard of postpartum anxiety. No one ever brought it up to me at the doctor. They were saying, oh, do you feel depressed? Do you feel like you could, like, were going to harm yourself. And like, that's not how I felt. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think straight. I was having all these crazy thoughts about what might happen. And I wrote that blog, and all of a sudden I had friends for years that were like, oh my gosh, I felt that same way, and I didn't know that's what that was, or I didn't know about it either until I researched it. So from that, I just kept sharing things I was going through. And every time I write a post, I have someone new who reaches out and is like, thank you so much for writing that, because that's exactly how I feel. And that's why I keep doing it. And it heals me. Like if I'm going through something, it makes my heart heal a little bit more when I reach out to other people, or people reach out to me and let me know that they're going through it too. It's like a little community that I've kind of created. So
I just wanted to say, Rachel, that my kids are grown and gone and moved out to college, but I still resonate with your posts. And I feel like motherhood is such a interesting thread, that there's so much you're saying, even though you're in a different stage of the journey. Everything that you share, and like Tracy, me too, I go in and read, and I love that your captions, I mean, they're captions, but they're also almost mini blogs in your. So I love it. Thank you for speaking for everyone that's going through it, but it's also helpful for us who've already gone through it, and still find that connection.
Thank you.
I feel like I just do this post to everything that you post. I'm just like, yes, I agree. I'm like, thank you for putting it into words. I like forward it to my sisters, and I'm like, this is what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know how to articulate this.
It's so funny because my mom is always like, I don't know that you're going, like, I'm not a person who just like comes out and talks about it, except to my husband. He's like my safe space. Like I always like, I'm like, this is how I'm feeling. But like, my mom used to be like, you never talk to me about things. But I always have been a writer. I went to college for English. That was my major. And like, that was always how I channeled things. And so she'll read this stuff and she's like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, well, I'm telling you. It's just like, just telling everybody. Sorry. But
I don't know, Rachel, if you feel the same way I do, but I know, well, first of all, your posts, for someone who is hoping to be a mother soon, I get so much out of the fact that it's real. Like you talk about what works for you, what doesn't work for you, that it's different for every mother, that it's blissful and awful all at the same time, which basically is just life, right? Yeah. And I just appreciate it because, you know, I don't want to read a post where it's like 100% negative and then I'm going to scare the shit out of myself, pardon my French. But I also don't want to just see all Instagram perfect, like, you know, the 7 family all in a row and like life is wonderful and I still make dinner every night for my 7 children because I can barely make dinner for myself. So, you know, I just really enjoy that it's so real. And I love that all 3 of us are coming from different perspectives and we all get something out of what you said. Also, I want to say, I actually get so much out of your cooking posts. I now eat chickpea pasta because of Rachel and I love it. So I will just tell you that. And I see our good friend Selena is on here. And she's been going like this to you and giving you props too. She said she followed all of us. So, and I can see she's still here. So I just wanted to call her out. But yeah, I mean, I personally just get so much from what you share and how you share it too. And what my original thought was, as someone, I'm not a writer, I didn't go to school for writing, but I feel like I've gotten a pretty good handle on sharing my experience through words. And I find that if something is bothering me, if I put it out to the world, and I learned this through my recovery, if I put it out to the world, it actually cuts the weight of what I'm sharing in half, because I'm now no longer carrying it by myself. I now have a collective that's carrying it with me, and I feel so much more prepared for dealing with whatever it is that I'm dealing with. I don't know if you feel that same way when you put pen to paper and you actually share what your feelings are.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like therapy.
Yeah.
If I get it out, and it's so funny because I get like this intuition that I have to write something. Like if it all of a sudden it like hits me, I'm like, I have to write this. Like if I'm feeling something, and then it just kind of, it flows. And I hardly edit anything that I write. Like I'll read through it to make sure that there's not some crazy grammatical error or anything. But like once it's out, I'm like, it's out. It's like my stream of consciousness, and then it's gone, and it helps so much. And then, like I said, people reach out and they're like, wow, thank you. Or I'll get messages from people I haven't talked to in years, and they're like, I know we haven't spoke, but like that post. So it's like we get to have therapy together. We're venting to each other through those messages, and that just such a weight lifted when I do that.
I think what you're saying, Rachel, is that you're spontaneously posting what you're really feeling or what's going on in that moment, and that really comes through. Because I don't think there's any way to schedule or define or sit ahead a week ahead and decide what you're going to post in something that you're doing. And I feel like when you make posts like that, it genuinely comes through. And I think even that, the connection in of itself, knowing that someone is willing and able to share. And there's a lot of good you share too. It's not, I don't want the listeners to think that oh, motherhood is terrible and stuff. There's gorgeous, very simple, sweet pictures you share about your little babies if you're snuggling with them. And I'm like, oh, I miss that. So that's sort of what I resonate with. And then there's also the, oh my God, look what my child is doing and help, like all of it is just amazing. So I love that you're authentic about it. I do want to pivot just ever so slightly because I also love your farm stuff, and I know because you take your children to the farm and they're junior farmers. So if you want to share a little bit about your farm life as well, that would be
sure. Yeah, I actually also run the Krupski Farms page, which I'm on a hiatus because we're not open yet, so I don't have much to post about. But I married Nick Krupski, who's also a Southold Town trustee. And his family's been here. He's the 5th generation, so my kids are the 6th generation farmers out here. And I grew up in Southold, so I went to Krupski Farms every fall. Never met him. He went to Mattituck. We never met until after college. And we were very lucky. When we were looking for a house a year before we got engaged, the house that we're in now abuts his parents' property. And the woman, her son passed away. She reached out, or his grandfather came over and gave her condolences, and she said, do you know anyone looking for a house? I have to sell my house. And so here we are. We cut a hole in the fence. We walk into my in-laws farm every day, and we're so blessed because we would not be able to afford this house now if we were looking now.
Right.
And we have farm on 2 sides, and it's our family. And the girls, Victoria loves going on the farm. I mean, every day can I go outside? And she plays in the dirt, and now the tomatoes just got planted the other day, and she's like watching them grow. So that, and my mom was always a vegetable farmer, like not farmer, but vegetable gardener. So I was always in the patch. She called me like the rabbit. So it's like I have this big field now that all summer we're out there, and I'm picking the tomatoes and the peppers, and now my daughter is doing the same thing. And yeah, and I just got roped in to the fall one year. They needed help, and I was like, I'll help. I'm happy to work, and I love it. Like, I love being at the farm stand in the fall. It's probably because I haven't had to do it for 30 years with my husband. But yeah, I love it. I just love the energy of watching all the people who come, and we have a really great crowd. I know you guys, Sunita and Tracy, you were there in the fall, and everyone was like, even through the pandemic with all the rules, I have friends who have farms elsewhere that were like, people were so disrespectful, they wouldn't wear their masks. And we have like such a great crowd that comes to our farm. Like everybody was respectful, they followed the rules, everyone was just so happy. So it's I love everything about it.
So I have a very important question.
Yes.
When is the kale coming to the
I will have to.
And I don't, for whoever's watching, I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's ginormous. I juice with it so I can actually use it up, but I feel like it's like going to Costco and getting one giant kale. I feel like I need to split half with and say, here, take half the kale. But yeah, I love it in every season. You guys have some amazing produce, and I know in the fall you have the farm truck with the pumpkins on it, all of it. So yes, I really do want to know, when is kale coming? Do you know?
So probably like September, October.
Oh, so it's fall. It's not spring.
Yeah, it's a colder weather crop. So we had it for ourselves early this spring. We don't do spring crops because we're just family working it. So we don't have enough workers to like really get us through the spring. And the spring there's not much growing out here. I mean, you have strawberries, which is a quick 2-3 weeks tops. And then you have asparagus, which again is like 2 or 3 weeks. So that goes quick, and it's just too much work for us to do that. So we do tomatoes and corn and peppers and all that at the end of the summer that comes in. So we'll be open the last week in July. And then around September, October is kale. The winter squash starts coming in. That's our big sellers. So
Awesome.
Yay.
So,
but I will let you know as soon as I see the first bunch of kale.
Yeah. Hi, Mariana.
This group is very interested.
Hi, Mine. Hi, Mine. Hi. So before we go on to our segment that Lauren's going to introduce, I just want to ask you, so the people who are watching, how can they support you, Rachel? What can they do? Can they go to your blog and follow you here? How can we lift you up and how can we help you?
So I do have my blog. It's really hard at the moment to write full blog posts. So that's kind of why I've been on Instagram a lot more. So right now, to support me, Instagram follows, saving posts, sharing. That's really supportive for me. And that's why they're like mini blog posts. Like I'm getting my writing bug out in as the little tiny blurb that I can. But yeah, I also have my blog, which you're welcome to follow. And I will be, as soon as I have a baby that's on more of a schedule, able to write a lot more, which I prefer writing the long blogs because I am winded in my writing. It's really hard for me to write in that little caption.
Yeah.
Everything I want.
I like when you go into like the next caption, you're like, and I'm commenting myself. And I still read that. Yeah. Before we go into the segment, I just want to like touch upon what Rachel was talking about before and just say like a shout out as a new mom out here. Your posts are obviously amazing. I love it. But also we have such an amazing local community of moms out here between the stroller groups, the Southold Mothers Club, the NYC mommies out here on Facebook group. So there's so many resources for like mothers out here now. And, you know, coming from Manhattan out here, honestly, this community of moms is just so amazing. And I feel blessed to be able to raise a child out here with so many women who are real. And I mean, I put out a post recently about trying to find a babysitter. And the number of people who are just like, good luck. And just, even if they don't have somebody, they're just like there's such a community out here who is just rooting for everyone to do well. And I'm just like so thrilled to be part of that. So just wanted to put that out there before we moved on. So Rachel, thank you.
A shout out to Meg at No for Mama, because she's another one of the women that, you know, posts a lot about motherhood and things like that.
Exactly.
Shout out in the group.
Yeah, of course.
I think your guest here.
She's good as 1 week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We've been talking and picking out a date, so she'll be here as well.
Perfect.
Yay. So we like to close out each, I guess, Instagram live with same 5 different perspective and figure out what everyone loves about the North Fork. And so I'm going to kick it off. And Rachel, so do you have a favorite winery or brewery right now that you are just keen on?
Well, I haven't been to a winery or brewery since the last time
Next mom meetup.
Yeah, it was my anniversary. Right, it was like the week that they opened outdoor dining, and I went to the brewery, and that was like the last time because then I got pregnant. But I love Greenport Brewery. Mm-hmm. But I am more of a wine person, and if I am going to a winery, it's usually Lieb or Lens. Those are my 2 favorites. Okay. Love them.
Lieb has like the best view when you're sitting there and just like the sun is setting and it's just zen.
It's beautiful.
And
it really is.
It's tucked away too, right? So it's not
on Oregon Road, and it's just so pretty.
It has such a laid back vibe. And when I got back from college, they started doing like late nights in winter.
Yeah.
It was like Friday night.
There's late night art shows and stuff.
Yeah. So that's how I was introduced to it, because it was like something to do on a winter Friday night. And, and I love their wine. So that's what the wine, we just did kegs of wine and kegs of beer for our wedding. And the wine was from Lieb. It was so good.
Oh, awesome.
Are you a sunset girl or a sunrise girl? And which one do you go to if you go to watch? Where do you go? Where would you recommend?
Well,
sunrise or a sunset?
Before I had a new baby, I was a sunrise girl. I love getting up early in the morning because the sunrise actually comes up on the farm behind my house, and it's just like, it's gorgeous. But I love a good sunset too. So
you catch the sunrise right where you are, but if you had to go to sunset, where would you go? Or even there's some locations.
My favorite local sunset location is Kenny's Beach in Southold. I love it's just like such a long open beach and it's gorgeous. So that's my favorite. I also, if you're on the farm in the fall, the sunset, you can see Pindar across the road and it's just gorgeous. You see the sunset over the vines. So that's beautiful too.
Beautiful. So what's your favorite place to go to eat? What's your favorite restaurant or cafe or?
Okay. There's so many.
Right now, no pressure.
I love food, if you didn't know. So there's a lot, but probably when we get out of the house, I usually request Olive Branch Cafe in Greenport.
Okay.
So good. And I love sitting outside because they make it, you feel like you're in Europe. Like you're just sitting there, you feel like you're in like the Mediterranean outside.
Courtyard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never been there.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Okay.
And their food is just, it's so good. It's
We'll
delicious.
have to have like a NoFo style meetup. We'll do it.
Yep.
We'll do a meetup there.
But I want to make a tiny tangent. I'm sorry, but I will forget this thought. I read recently, I did this a couple of years ago, that the Mondays Dancing in the Park is coming back to Greenport.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, not for July, but
Okay.
one of the Mondays, that's what I did. The dancing was going on there and was a little crowded, but in that courtyard, they have really cute lights and the way it's set up, they had music pumping. So I went to do takeout, but then I ended up just sitting with the owner and chatting in her garden the whole time. So maybe in August, we're definitely doing Mondays Dancing in the Park there, and maybe that will be our thing. We'll take out from there or hang out there. So yeah, I love Olive Branch too. It's great.
Yeah. It's really good.
This might be a redundant question because obviously, what is your favorite farm stand?
Krupski Farms, obviously.
Yeah.
What is good? Like, what would you recommend picking up? I know you mentioned tomatoes, and what else do you have coming up?
Our white corn is like, I mean, as soon as corn hits the stand, people are like, where's the white corn? Where's the white corn? So that's our big seller in the summer. And obviously pumpkins in the fall is what everyone wants. But I'm actually like a fall crop. I love tomatoes. I'm obsessed with. I love making salads out of them and salsas and all that kind of stuff. But I love winter squash. Like I cannot wait for acorn squash and butternut squash and all that stuff. So that's my favorite personally.
I think it was in late summer, and I'm kicking myself because I didn't pick it up. You had these mini corns and brown paper bags with it. Like you could just
the popcorn.
Microwave. Can you tell me about that? Because I'm so mad at myself.
Sure. So we don't just grow white corn. We also grow broom corn, which we make brooms out of, like decoration. And my sister-in-law actually made like little witchy whisk brooms. They're supposed to like whisk out bad energy. So that was like new this year, but she used those because broom corn actually is how they used to make real brooms from back in the day. And we have the corn maze is feed corn, so I wouldn't recommend picking that and eating it. It's for animals. We grow the Indian corn, which is also for decoration. And then we have the popcorn. And it's not dried out in November and October when we're selling it. You have to wait till like the end of November, but we sell it in a bag. We'll give you a paper bag for it. And if you put it in the microwave, it'll actually pop off the cob into the bag.
It was cute. It was like not even 6 inches. It was like tiny. Like it was like baby corn, but on a kernel. You can just put it in the microwave and it'll turn popcorn. I was like, what magic is this? On my to-do list this year. But you said it'll be pretty late in November that will be ready?
So we'll have it in October, but we harvest at the end of the season, the corn, but it has to dry out fully for it to pop. Because we have people all the time that like, we tried it and it didn't pop. And we're like, did you read the tag that's like, you have to let it dry out? Because if it's wet, it's not going to pop. So it's around Thanksgiving. We're like, okay, it's safe. Put it in there. And it works. I do it all the time. So.
Rachel, someone's asking for the address of the farm stand.
Oh, it is 38080 Main Road, Peconic.
Main Road, Peconic, everybody.
Yes. It's across from Pindar and Lens, so.
Yeah, and the identifier is it's the one with the barn with the big pumpkin face lit up on the side of it.
Yeah.
So if you've driven down Main Road and you've seen that, that's where it is. Yeah.
And is it June, you said, or July? When is the opening date?
The last weekend of July.
July. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Rachel, if you had to sum up in one sentence why you love living on the North Fork, tell us why you love it here.
Okay. I love living on the North Fork because the beaches, the wine, my family, my husband's family is here. and just the connections I've made here. I mean, like you said, Lauren, there's so many genuine, open people here. And I grew up here, and in high school, it did not feel that way. But now that I'm an adult and I've made adult friends here, it's like some of the most beautiful connections. I mean, you guys, some of the most beautiful connections I've made have been here. And I'm very glad that my kids get to grow up around the beauty and all of this stuff that we have to offer here.
Well, we are so happy to have you on here today with us. This was such a wonderful conversation, and I'm excited for all the fun things to come from you and see more posts and join you on the farm.
Yeah, we can't wait to have you guys.
Well, thank you for joining us, Rachel. I just wanted to wrap up with talking about what everybody's excited about doing this weekend, what's coming up for each of you. Tracy, what's coming up for you this weekend, or anything you want to share that people can go join?
Well, none of it you can join.
Actually,
you know, I will say this. I have started this tradition of going to Nofo Roco every Saturday morning with a different friend, and I have an opening tomorrow morning. So if anyone wants to meet me at Nofo Roco tomorrow morning, I'd be happy to meet you there. I don't think I go if I'm just going by myself, but if anyone raises their hand or shoots me a DM, I will meet you there at 8:30 for a coffee on the front lawn. It's not raining.
You know, I would slide right in there, but for me, this weekend, my son is graduating. So
oh, congrats.
this is my second one. He's graduating up by Marist. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it stops raining by noon because I have to be at a ceremony tomorrow. Otherwise, I'd be there for that coffee.
Okay. Well, we'll do
So exciting.
next time you're.
What about you, Rachel? Anything exciting you have this weekend coming up? Are you looking forward? Oh, wait, I did want to add, there's also a parade, which I'm planning on going to Monday.
That I'm excited about. Actually.
I'm going to that. So anybody's there, I'll see you there.
Yard sailing, I guess, with my daughter, if it's not raining. Other than that, no big plans.
What about you, Lauren?
I am at Lost and Found this weekend. It's opening up. It's a little shop in Southold. So if you guys are in the area, I'm dropping off some more story petals for Macari, for the bungalows, which I'm really excited about. They were just featured in Hampton Magazine and has a beautiful, beautiful spread featuring White Flower and then Jesse Elliott, who's a local interior designer out here. So got a couple fun things on the radar, and obviously the parade, we will be there in our red, white, and blue at its fullest. Have a couple outfits for Betty, which you guys will be really excited to see on Instagram because she's going to look so cute. I can't. I got them at the op shop in Greenport, and I'm so excited. Like I saw it months ago, red, white, and blue, and I was just like, this is gonna fit, and it does.
Yay!
Yeah. Well, parade. I guess we'll see all of you there, and you need to go live, Lauren, so we can see Betty red, white, and blue. At least have stills. I'll look forward to it.
Exactly. If she's cooperating, let's be honest.
You'll get a post out of it. So it's either this or that. Either way, we'll be fine.
Exactly.
Well, it's always lovely chatting with you girls. And I will see you guys Monday for the parade and then next Friday for our Insta Live. I think, I'm trying to remember, who do we have?
Oh, we have the North Fork Box ladies. We have Maria and Lisa joining us.
Oh, fantastic. Make sure you guys come back. And Kathy at Bedell Wine is saying she will be working at Bedell on Sunday if anyone wants to come visit them this weekend.
Fantastic.
Sunday's supposed to
Kathy, get there and tell her you heard her on the NoFo Style Talk on IG Live.
Oh, yay. All the love.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.